Pro wrestling fans, welcome back to Freelance TV. It's me, Nick Hausman from Wrestlezone Radio and Bischoff on Wrestling, and I am here at the Vans Warped Tour right now with Freelance Wrestling Champion, Prince Mustafa Ali. Now, Mustafa Ali, first of all, as a child of the 90s, right, what does it mean to you to be here at the Vans Warped Tour showing the world your skills?
Very, very excited to be here. Obviously, it's a big deal for Freelance to be invited down here. More importantly, for me to be headlining the event means a lot. I mean, there's a bunch of people stopping me already asking about the wrestling show, so I'm excited to show them. I grew up on this stuff, 90s music. The guys are going to be here, 90s wrestling on top of it. So it's a great combination of music and wrestling, and it should be a fun event.
Absolutely. It seems like all of your kind of 90s childhood dreams are starting to come to life, right? You're here, you're headlining the Vans Warped Tour, and of course, just recently you were featured in the opening round of the WWE Cruiserweight Classic. Now, Ali, I know that you were not one of the original 32 wrestlers picked for this tournament. You were a bit of an alternate. Why don't you tell people a little bit about your story about how you became involved in this tournament?
Oh, yeah. So initially, I guess the concept came out earlier this year, like January, where they had reached out. So initially, I was one of the original 32. Yeah, initially I was. But then what had happened was, I guess some international talent became available that wasn't available previously. So then I got bumped down to be...
Oh, the worst.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's still a good experience. I wasn't going to say no about it, obviously. But yeah, initially when I went down to Orlando for the taping, I was an alternate. I found out when I got to the Performance Center, that's where I found out that you're in the tournament again.
Wow, they're tugging at your heartstrings there,
Yeah, it was an emotional roller coaster. I'm not gonna lie, I came into the Performance Center with a bit of a chip on my shoulder. I was like alternate, but I mean, it all worked out, and I think they saw that I was there and I was serious, and I think there was a total of like 6 or 7 alternates, and we were all just kind of rolling around the ring, and for whatever reason they selected me. So
well, and you got a heck of a first-round opponent there in Lindsay Dorado. You two going heads up in a great bout that's been getting a lot of attention online. My whole Facebook wall is filled with GIFs of you either doing inverted 450s or taking Hurricane Ranas or whatever it may be. What was it like working with Lindsay?
I've had the pleasure of sharing the ring with Lindsay on, I believe, 2 other occasions. The first time we actually met was in Shikara at the Young Lions Cup. And we were those 2 kids that tried to do every possible thing we could in 10 minutes. We got some good feedback, but there was a lot for us to work on. The second time we got to dance was in 2013 for Dreamwave Wrestling. And that match, I knew at that match that we had chemistry now, that we were on the same page. So when I got to the Performance Center and I found out my opponent was Lindsay, because again, I had no idea I was even going to be performing for the event, I was immediately happy because I knew this is a guy where we're on the same page and we're going to tear it up. And Lindsay is a freak athlete. Like, he literally is a cat. He can land on his feet. He's so agile. He's so quick. He's so smart. But, it was. I think we set out with one goal in mind, and to have everyone remember our name, and I think we did that.
The Golden Lynx, right? The Golden Lynx, Lindsay.
Golden Lynx. Yeah.
A cat. You're down there, obviously, in Florida. Hi. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's great. People are taking pictures.
Everyone loves me here.
Well, look, you're a rock star amongst rock stars, Ali.
In shorts.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's how rock stars dress, especially when it's like 100 degrees outside and I'm wearing a tie. You're down in Florida and you're doing the Cruiserweight Classic. Now, before you guys filmed, I know you got to spend a little time down in developmental, talking with Triple H, other trainers that were down there. What's something that you think you took away from your time down in Florida that maybe you hadn't thought about or looked at walking into it as a pro wrestler?
That experience, talking with the people that are down there, made one thing very, very clear to me that was not clear at all prior to going down there, and that is they are watching everything. The guys they have guys there whose sole job is to watch what the independents are doing. Wrestling's in its boom season right now. So I came back, and everyone that's been asking me about advice or how my experience, I tell them, now's the time. Like, step up your game, get in shape, get the best possible gear, figure out what it is you want to be, who you want to be. And the best advice is present yourself as you would like them to see you. A lot of guys are like, if I could do it differently, I would do it this. Well, then go do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they are hiring. It's wrestling boom season. So many things are moving around with the draft and guys from NXT getting called up and whatnot. So there's opportunity there. So there's no excuse now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't really realize that till actually talking with like Triple H and Rico. Like, that was the time. They're looking for guys to come out here and perform.
Yeah.
And they're hiring. And not that I'm going to say who, but the next couple months you're going to see some pretty well-known independent guys tearing it up down there.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, we'll wrap it up with this, Ali. This right here, this is the Freelance Wrestling Championship. You are the measuring stick right now in Chicago Pro Wrestling. Tell the fans out there what it means to you to be the freelance champion, and why is freelance wrestling so important to you, Ali?
Freelance is responsible for me basically falling in love with wrestling all over again. There was a time before they approached me, I was kind of down on wrestling again. Nothing was really happening. Freelance had approached me. You know, you had some buzz about it. They had some nice videos and whatnot. But the biggest thing that I was thinking about it is just another independent company that's going to be in and out in a few months.
Yeah, that's what we all thought.
That's what we all thought. And so, I'm perfectly honest about it. I told the promoters that run this. I told the people that are involved with this. I'm like, I didn't have faith in this company. But after the first show, it immediately just changed my concept. I'm like, this is something special here. You know, it's a unique set of guys. It's some great guys that are really committed to the product. And the fans is what I think makes freelance wrestling. So freelance means a lot to me. It kind of rejuvenated everything. I don't think if I came to freelance and had that match against Isaiah Velasquez and we didn't tear the house down, I don't think that spark in my heart would have came back, you know, because after that I went and trained with Skyday for Lucha Libre training. I picked it up in the gym, and then WWE called. You know what I mean? So it's like it was a domino effect. So I'm very, very, very thankful to freelance. I owe a lot to freelance. I'm proud to be the champion. And you pretty much have to break every single bone in my body to get this off of my shoulder.
Well, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, again, we're here at Vans Warped Tour. If you want to catch the next Freelance Wrestling show, it's going to be the end of August at the brand new location, the Chop Shop in Wicker Park, Chicago, Illinois. Go to freelancewrestling.com to find out more info. Thank you again very much to the Freelance Wrestling Champion, Prince Mustafa Ali, the measuring stick here at Chicago Wrestling. And we'll be back with even more pro wrestling content right here on Freelance Wrestling TV.